it easy for you, dog. Easy. But make sure y'all follow my Instagram and Twitch in the description down below. Everything you need to know about your boy Jay is in the description down below. Jay, can we watch Caleb Williams, the GOAT documentary, and maybe DJ Moore? I would not react to that documentary because first of all, he is not the GOAT right now. So, you know, that right there kind of, you know, rubbed me the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? Jay, can we watch the Caleb Williams, the GOAT doc? Nah. And DJ Moore, maybe DJ Moore, you know what I mean? Maybe he got to do more, you know what I mean, for me to react to him. I ain't gonna lie to you. I react to legends. I react to greats. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? But we got 3 disturbing true lake house horror stories. I ain't gonna lie, I just wasted my time, bro, with a terrible video, bro. You know what I mean? Like, honestly, bro, that was terrible. By the thumbnail and by the title, I thought it was actually gonna be a good video, but I couldn't even freaking, I like uploading straight bangers, bro. You know what I mean? Honestly, you feel me? So that right there actually disappointed me, bro. I'm gonna keep it real with you, bro. So, you know what I mean? Well, like I said, bro, we got 3 disturbing true lake house horror stories, man. You say he be hating, he better than Daniel Jones. So, what you want me to deny that or something? Man ain't my quarterback no more, so I can care less about it.
This happened a few winters ago. I had just finalized my divorce about 6 months earlier, and to put it lightly,
exactly why, like I said, man, it's exactly why, man, prenup all the way. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know. My pops was telling me, bro. My pops was telling me about freaking marriage, bro. And I didn't know that once you get married, everything that you buy is your wife's. So say if you go out there and buy a freaking car, right? That's marriage property. So that like that car belongs to her too as well. That's why I say, bro, prenup is the way to go. I ain't gonna lie. She don't want to sign a prenup, man. You probably just gotta dismiss her. I'm gonna keep it real with you. There's no way in heck, bro, if we get a divorce, you know what I'm saying? Because you never know when it comes to I don't know how you think. I don't know how you feel. You probably wake up one morning, bro, and just not like the kid no more. Just want to divorce me and all that. And then we divorce, you take half my stuff. You know, heck nah, bro. You got to get that prenup. I ain't going to catch it. You got to get that prenup. You feel me? But everything that you buy, once you get married, that's what I be trying to tell y'all, but you better make sure you find that girl, boy. Better make sure you find that girl. Stop rushing to marriage, bro. You be rushing so fast, bro. Chill out, bro. I ain't be rushing to get married and all that. You know what I'm saying? People get married at 20 years old, 19. Like, dang, why do you rush life so fast? Why do you want to experience that so fast? You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, man. People get out of high school. I'm talking about, man, I know people that was in high school with me. Get out of high school right after they graduate. Kids dropping, boom, boom, getting married. I'm like, dang. Gee, you can't experience your 20s. Right after you got out of high school, you start popping babies out, getting married. I'm like, golly, shout it.
Reset.
I ain't gonna lie, one hurt me though, y'all. I ain't gonna lie, one hurt me. I ain't gonna say her name, but you know, me and her was vibing. She started going out with this dude, bro. And I ain't gonna lie, I was mad too, cause like I knew she liked me too, but I had a girlfriend at the time, you know what I'm saying? But me and her used to flirt real hard. I ain't gonna lie, in the back of the bus, you know what I'm saying? She lived in my neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, after she was fine too, I ain't gonna lie, she was my type too. After she got 2 kids and then she got married, I was like, I had to follow her on Instagram. I'm done. I'm following her and everything.
Christina, my girlfriend at the time, suggested we take a trip somewhere quiet. Something different from the chaos I'd been dealing with. We found a rental on a lake in upstate New York, and I booked it for a week without much thought. The place was exactly what I was looking for. A modern but cozy house positioned right on the lake, surrounded by woods, with only a handful of other properties scattered along the shoreline.
What the heck is that crossing around?
It wasn't exactly peak season for lakefront living. I welcomed that though. I really just wanted to be as far from civilization as possible. The host wasn't going to be there, but he gave us some detailed instructions on where to find the keys, some stuff about the house, you know, all the standard Airbnb stuff. We arrived in the morning, and when we got there, there was a small package sitting on the front steps waiting for us.
It's weird.
There was no return address, just a little handwritten note that said, "Enjoy your stay, make sure to stay warm." That part was kind of cute, but there was something else in the package, a tiny box of matches. We figured it was some kind of welcome gift, a weird one, but harmless enough. Christina laughed and made a joke about how the upstate people have always been a little odd, and that was that. The next 2 days were exactly what we wanted. Long hikes through the snow, hot drinks by the fireplace, total peace and quiet. Oh yeah, I should probably mention that the snow had been steadily falling since we arrived. Not quite a blizzard because there wasn't that much wind or fog, but there was enough snow to make the landscape feel untouched. It was perfect. I think it's a good time to describe the layout of the house, at least somewhat. The master bedroom where we slept
no
was
blinds,
on the second floor.
Got curtains though.
It had these massive windows across from the bed that overlooked the lake. The roof, or at least the windows, must have been pretty thin because we could hear the patter of snowflakes from inside, which was a really nice touch. There was also a skylight in there, so we could fall asleep to the beautiful sky and snow. Sometime after midnight on the third night, I woke up to a sound. It was barely audible over the sound of the wind and the snow. The first thing I noticed was actually the storm. The snowfall had gotten considerably heavier since I had fallen asleep, and the outdoors was starting to resemble more of a blizzard. I shifted my focus back to the sound and realized why it stuck out. It sounded man-made, almost mechanical, unlike the natural sounds you'd expect to hear out in the wilderness. I quietly got out of bed, careful not to wake up Christina, and I made my way across the room. I looked out the window and saw the last thing I expected to see. A snowmobile.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It sounded like a snowmobile, you know what I'm saying? It sounded like a snowmobile. What the freak, nigga?
Saw the last thing I expected to see. A snowmobile. It was moving slowly across the ice. I know it's not the most abnormal thing. People drive snowmobiles on frozen lakes all the time. But I was just so confused given how late it was. Like I said, the snow was falling more heavily now, so visibility wasn't great, but I could still make out the shape. The driver was moving cautiously, like they weren't completely sure about the ice, and then they just stopped entirely. I watched as the person climbed off and started waving their hands like they were in distress. It looked like they were shouting, but I couldn't make out what they were saying. To my horror,
waving at you?
I realized that they were facing in the direction of our house. Did they know we were there? It was impossible.
Freaking host.
Either way, it looked like they needed help. So I woke Christina and told her what was happening.
What the hell?
Then I got dressed, went downstairs, and stepped outside onto the deck. It was freezing, even with the layers I was wearing. As soon as I opened the door, I got hit with another surprise. The person on the ice was a woman. I could tell because she was shouting for help, saying thank God someone's there, and repeating that she lost her little boy somewhere in the snowstorm. It sounded like she was crying, or borderline hysterical. It wasn't a question of whether or not I'd help.
I told y'all, bro. I said, with a person like me, you gonna die. I'm telling you, you gonna die. It's OV for you. I'm telling you. You know what I'm saying? You better hope you don't come across me when you need help. You better hope. You better pray to God. You know what I'm saying? And I told you, it ain't you, it's me. I don't trust a soul. You know what I'm saying? What the heck you doing out here late night like this? But you trying to lure me or something, you know what I'm saying? You trying to lure me in, you feel me? You got somebody else trying to, you know what I'm saying? You got somebody else waiting for us, you know what I'm saying? Like, how you knew somebody was in this house? You been watching us? You know what I'm saying? So I be saying, man, you feel me? For me, it's not you, ladies and gentlemen. It's not you. It's me. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, you feel me? So if you come across Jay and you really need help, yeah, you're going to die tonight. I ain't gonna lie. You're going to die tonight. Yep. You're going to die. You know what I mean? Help is not on the way with me. It's not. You know what I mean? I'm going to keep it real with you. I'm sorry. I'm going to keep it real with you. Do I expect somebody to help me? Heck no. I feel like if I get myself in something, I got to get myself out. I don't expect nobody to help me. You feel me? And I ain't finna help nobody either. I'm going to keep it real with you. If I don't trust a soul walking this earth.
There's a child out there in that winter all alone. They weren't going to last long. I raised my boots and made my way toward the lake, telling Christina to stay inside. As I approached the woman, I started to make out more details of her appearance. She was bundled up in a thick fur coat, and her hair was pulled back into a tight braid. The ice was completely solid. There wasn't even a chance of falling through. So I started to relax, knowing that it would have been impossible for that little boy to have fallen through. As I got closer, she started saying that he had run away from home and that she was looking for him. That statement gave me some pause. I had expected her to say something like he had fallen off her snowmobile and she hadn't noticed. And then I started to think about how ridiculous even that story was.
Sounds stupid, bro.
How the hell do you not notice your own kid falling off a snowmobile? The adrenaline must have been clouding my judgment, because I hadn't even thought about that until right then. I was just about to ask her for more details when she said something that literally made me freeze. She asked me if I still got those matches, and I could tell she was smiling.
It's the host.
For a split second, I had no idea what she was talking about, and then it all clicked at once. The matches, that package from the first day, the note. She had left it, not our host.
Freak is you.
Before I could react, she reached into her coat and pulled out a gun. She demanded my wallet and phone, and I gave them to her. I had no other choice. The whole interaction happened within the span of not even 30 seconds. Without another word, she climbed back onto the snowmobile and disappeared into the whiteout.
See what I'm saying?
Speeding away, I turned towards the house and ran as fast as I could on the ice, shouting for Christina to call the police the whole time. She was already on the phone with them when I finally made it back to the house.
See?
I locked the doors and paced the room.
This is exactly why I don't help people right here. See what I'm saying? Like I said, for me, I'll help a homeless person for sure. I'll help the homeless. I'll help the needy for sure. You know what I mean? But you just knocking on my door talking about you need help. You know what I'm saying? You just, you know what I mean? Like stuff like that, like odd things to me, I'm not helping you. Just keeping it real with you. If it's odd, like odd things, I'm not helping you. But if you want some money, you know what I'm saying? I'll dish you out some money. I'll help the needy. So when I'm talking about that type of, I'm not talking about that type of help. I'm just saying stuff like this. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, stuff like this, bro. You feel me? Just keeping it real with my freaking PC finna freaking die, bro. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep on freaking playing the video. But this right here is exactly why I don't help people right here.
Still shaking.
Trying to be a good
Samaritan. Outside, half expecting to see that snowmobile circling back. The cops showed up about an hour later.
That is what happened.
Fresh snowfall had already covered.
You are good in this world.
That woman had left behind. Christina was hysterical, but I was mostly angry. I had come here for peace. There was hope, though. I couldn't think of a reliable way that woman had gotten her snowmobile onto the lake.
Oh, she gone.
So I expected the police to at least find the vehicle abandoned somewhere. Unfortunately, I was wrong. The police searched the area and found an old boat ramp on the far side of the lake. Their best guess was that she had come from there. I was furious and insisted they keep looking, but they told me the same thing I already knew. There wasn't much they could do. Even if she left something behind, they'd never find it in all the snow. With Christina's help, I tried tracking my phone, but by that point, it was already offline. The one good thing about the whole ordeal was that the Airbnb host refunded the entire trip. He sounded genuine on the phone and confirmed that he knew nothing about a welcome package, but something about the whole thing didn't sit right with me.
And that's why I was saying, y'all, I'm gonna give y'all a little tip that I, you know what I mean, I found out about. You know what I'm saying? For me, I got 2 wallets. I'm gonna go and show you. Got 2 wallets, bro. Now, I mean, I told you I'm smart. You know what I'm saying? I freaking, oh man, I'm trying to help y'all jackass people. You know what I mean? Because a lot of y'all some jackass. But let me go and just tell you how to move, right? You know what I'm saying? Honestly. Feel me? Because a lot of y'all jackasses, a lot of y'all don't know how to move in this world. So I got 2 wallets, right? 2 wallets, right? I'm saying I'm gonna show y'all 2 wallets, right? So, you know, I carry 2 extra wallets. So in case this happens to me, you know what I mean? You rob me. Because like I said, I always got my gun on me. So in case you try to rob me, you don't know me. You don't know what my wallet look like. But my wallet here. Whole time I'm giving you a fake wallet. Like $2 in there. Real wallet right here. Give you a fake wallet with like $2. You want a wallet here. You know, it's always about being 10 steps ahead from people. The whole time you don't know I got a gun. I'm not going to show you my gun. You want my wallet here. The first second you step and take up, boom! Just like that. You know what I'm saying? Just like that. Got 2 wallets. That's what I be trying to tell y'all when I be explaining myself and when I be talking to. I gotta understand I'm smarter than a lot of y'all niggas. I don't just walk outside and live. Everything that I do when I step outside, that's why I say I would never die. A nigga would never kill me. I'm not around niggas. I'm not around nobody. You know what I'm saying? The only way you can get close to me, bro, if you my mom or my dad or my nigga that There's nobody can get close to me. So that's why I'm confident in me saying I won't never get shot and killed. I won't never die. Because I don't just be out here living. I move like I'm the most wanted man in America. And my objective, bro, is to outsmart you in every situation. It's to outsmart you in every situation. I'm very intelligent, bro. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, I'm very intelligent. You feel me? So my job is to think outside the box. You know what I mean? Think, be smarter than niggas. Use my brain. This is the most powerful thing in your body, your brain. You use your brain, you know what I'm saying? You can survive. So the whole time, get your tips. Carry 2 wallets. Get one from Amazon like I did. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even get this from Amazon. I forgot where I forgot where I got it. But look, get a little cheap little wallet and, you know, just put $2 in there. He opened a dollar bill, see that, or just you ask for your wallet here. You know what I'm saying? Then once he gets vulnerable, you know what I'm saying, start looking, boom, shoot him just like that. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, that's all you got to do. You know what I'm saying? IQ for sure. Because the dude don't know what's your wallet. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say just get a wallet that doesn't have nothing. Have some money in there, bro, so it looks believable. You know what I'm saying? Or have some fake cars in there. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, you feel me? Give him a fake wallet. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, give him a fake wallet. You know, and do what I do. Shoot the nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I'm going to shoot you, cause I'm going to keep it real with you. You pull a gun out on me, you know, you know, you going to die. Best believe that. You know what I'm saying? You ain't walking away. You pull a gun out on me, bro. You threaten me any type of way, bro. You going to die. You better be able, you better want to use that gun. That would have happened to me, bro. I would have left it right there in that ice, bro. You know what I'm saying? I would have left it right there. Now, I wouldn't went outside in the first place. But if I did, I would have carried these 2 wallets with me. You know what I'm saying? Okay, here. Would have left you right on that ice. You know what I'm saying? I'm not calling no police. I'm burying you outside in the snow. You know what I'm saying? It's all about outsmarting niggas. They're not really smart like they think they are. You know what I'm saying?
How could that woman have possibly known we'd be staying there?
It's the host.
And why go to such elaborate lengths just for a simple robbery? I couldn't help but think the host had something to do with it, but I had no proof. I brought it up with Airbnb, but they were about as helpful as you'd expect. I know I've always been a paranoid guy, but for the longest time after that, I couldn't help but feel that my ex-wife had something to do with it. It honestly makes...
Wow.
After that, I couldn't help but feel that my ex-wife had something to do with it. It honestly makes me angry writing about this. I can just imagine her stupid face laughing at my expense. I've since come to terms with how unlikely that possibility is, but the whole thing still doesn't make any sense. Even now, I have no idea why someone would do all of that just for a wallet and phone, unless they were seriously messed up in the head and got some kind of sick pleasure out of it.
Never know. Never know. You gotta be 10 steps ahead, man. In this life, man.
My family owns a Northern California lake house that we visit for a couple of short weeks out of the year during primetime summer weather. It's 2 stories tall with an attic. When my younger sister and I were little, we used to climb into the attic and pretend we were camping with sleeping bags. We would even bring our puppy up there. There was one...
You said, do I carry 2 phones? No, I'm finna get an untraceable phone, though. Honestly, I know how to go off the map, though. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's really easy, bro, honestly. You know, you go like the AutoZone and get like a little license plate covering. You know what I mean? Honestly. Or, you know, you can carry 2 cardboard boxes, not cardboard boxes, like, you know, cut a little cardboard box into a license plate thing, bro. And then when something was to go down, you know what I'm saying? If something was to go down, always carry gloves so your fingerprint won't get traced. And, you know, if you don't get that from AutoZone, you know what I'm saying? I prefer carrying like a little cardboard thing, bro. Cut the little cardboard thing out into a license plate. And then if something was to happen, just get the cardboard box and cover it on your license plate so the cameras can't check your license plate. Because it's how they catch people, y'all. They catch people license plate, you know what I'm saying? Because if you don't know, the license plate tells you where you live, you know what I mean? So they got cameras everywhere. So, you know what I mean? You got to just think ahead, bro. It's easy to get away. I'm not trying to encourage crime, but it's easy to go away with crime. It's easy. It's so easy. If you're going to do crime, leave your phone at the house. If you're going to do crime, get gloves so your fingerprints won't. These niggas just don't think. They just do crime just to do it. You know what I'm saying? And even if you're not going to do crime, even if you go out somewhere, you know, it's always being prepared. You know what I mean? For stuff happening. You know what I'm saying? So you never know if you're going to get in a situation. So always carry gloves with you. Always carry a little cardboard box with you. You know what I'm saying? Always carry certain things with you. Always carry 2 wallets with you. Just never know. It's just best about being prepared and just being smart at the end of the day. It's so easy to get away with crime. They think you're so smart, bro. You know what I'm saying? But they're really not, bro. Get off the radar, bro. How they track you, bro. Debit card technology, bro. That's it. You know what I'm saying? You get rid of all your phones. You get rid of computers. Get rid of your debit card. You know what I'm saying? You off the map. Can't find you. You know what I'm saying? Honestly. You feel me? You off the freaking map. It's that easy, bro. You know what I mean?
One small window in the attic that we would peer through to look down at the lake. We always got a kick from watching people. In our early teenage...
I always got a kick from watching people. It's a little weirdo right here, chat.
Puppy up there. There was one small window in the attic that we would peer through to look down at the lake. We always got a kick from watching people. In our early teenage years, we got a bit too big for both of us to stay in the attic comfortably, so that put an end to our sleeping bag antics. Looking back, it was a little sad, but everyone's got to grow up eventually. When our grandparents died, my parents inherited the remainder of their furniture. We had some space to fit the bigger furniture pieces, but the attic ended up getting stuffed with the smaller hand-me-down items. My parents didn't really have the heart to get rid of any of it, as it was all they had left of my Nana and Pop. It felt bittersweet putting all of my grandparents' stuff up there, but it felt reassuring knowing that little pieces of their most cherished items were still watching over us in a way. That whole period honestly felt like the ending of my childhood, and I bet my sister would agree. As we got older, it got harder for my family to make it out there to the lake house due to my studies and my parents' work. At best, we could all maybe get a singular week off for a family trip, but nothing beyond that. My parents didn't really want to rent it out during the many months we weren't there because they were scared of getting their antiques ripped off or broken by sketchy tenants. So for most of the year, it was more or less abandoned, only really being kept up by the landscapers my parents had to deal with. But a few years back, they met a local elderly veteran now working as an antique craft restorationist, and eventually signed a year-long lease with him, trusting him not to rough up the place. He was a small, disfigured man with white hair and one of those gruff, greasy beards. We all thought he looked a bit bizarre, with a gravelly, off-putting voice to match. But my dad bonded with the guy over his military background. My dad told us reassuringly that none of us understood what it was like to lay your life down for your country, and that guys like him were deserving of a good deal on a place to stay. We didn't really have a say in what my dad decided to do, but I can tell firsthand that this elderly man seriously creeps me out. Besides just that, we were all a bit sour about my dad signing the lease with the guy because it also meant that we wouldn't be able to visit the lake house in the summer. Anyways, my parents could use the extra cash while putting us through college, so my sister and I got over it. Even though our parents trusted him to keep the place from burning down, they would periodically check in on him through a little prodding from the landscaper workers. Plus, my parents had to make sure he hadn't fallen or had any issues that had gone unnoticed. These indirect check-ins seemed like the perfect solution. We stayed out of his nose, but still got peace of mind. You might call that a little invasive, but this guy was getting a great deal on the place anyway. I guess an elderly, crusty guy in his twilight years couldn't really care less about occasional questions from laid-back landscapers now and then. It wasn't like he was going to be able to physically keep the lake house in shape by himself anyway. My dad reasoned that his rent at least covered the maintenance. Despite it looking like he'd been a decent tenant, that all went out the window when the maintenance guys pointed out his predatory behavior to my mom over the phone. They told my mom that while doing landscaping for the neighbors' yards, they'd often spot him sitting weirdly on the porch, staring at the children by the lake. They said they had caught him doing other things too that I don't really feel comfortable repeating. My mom was a real saint, and absolutely loathed the idea of a disfigured old man eyeing children while being a tenant in her beloved lake house. For months, she talked my dad's ear off about it until he couldn't take it any longer. I still remember my mom screaming at him about how irresponsible it was for us to be accommodating a potential predator. My dad finally cracked. When the end of the year-long lease was up, my dad tried to let him down easy. He had high respect for him as a veteran. My dad lied and told him that they planned on having some work done to the house that would leave him without electricity or plumbing for a few months. The guy left without too much of a fuss. It wasn't like the money my parents had made off of him was great. They assumed he'd be able to find another spot just fine. My mom told my dad to stop worrying about him so much. My mom wanted him out of there as quickly as possible, so we even paid the landscaping guys a little extra to help him grab his belongings. Admittedly, I was also kind of happy to see him gone. It had always felt weird that someone so strange had basically unlimited access to our house. Anyway, about a year after that, my younger sister graduated college, so my parents seized upon the opportunity, clocked in their sick days, and flew us out for a summer trip at the lake house. My parents had recently gotten a black lab mix named Bear, who my sister hadn't met yet, so she was especially thrilled. I'll skip all the irrelevant stuff, but by the time we actually made it to the house, the sun had just started setting, so we decided to leave Bear inside while we grabbed dinner in town. The house wasn't stocked with groceries or anything, so we didn't really have another option. Before we left, I noticed Bear was acting strange. His ears were perked up and he kept pacing. Like,
see, this right here is why I'll get a dog. That's it. That's the only reason. Like for me, that's why I get a dog right here. Just to alert me on things, because, you know, like I said, for me, you know, I don't, as smart as I think I am, you know, I don't see everything and I don't sense everything. You know what I'm saying? As smart as I think I am. So having a dog around will help me in that case. So that's the only reason I have a dog. Like for me, my dog is going to be like a real trainer, like a real training dog. I don't want no little pup. I don't want no little chihuahua. I don't want no little dog that can't protect my home. You know what I mean? I want a dog that's going to protect my home like I'm going to protect our home. You know what I'm saying? I need a protector. I need somebody that's willing to die for this household. Like a pit bull. You know what I'm saying? Like a cane corso. Like a Rottweiler. I'm going after them type of dogs. You know what I'm saying? I don't want no little scrawny, little cute little dog. I can't stand seeing people walk around with some scrawny little dogs. What the freak you got that type of dog for? You know what I mean? Because it's cute. Because my little baby. Somebody break inside your house. What the freak is that little dog going to do to that man? You know what I'm saying? I'm be understanding that. That's the only reason I will get a dog. And I probably do get a dog. You know what I mean? Honestly, you feel me? It's going to be a dangerous dog. A German Shepherd's going to be a dangerous, a ruthless dog. You know what I mean? And I'm going to take him somewhere to get trained. I'm not finna train him. I'm going to take him somewhere to get trained. I ain't got time to be training. No, I'm going to take him somewhere to get trained.
He was waiting for something. I figured he was just restless from the long trip and brushed it off. We weren't gone long, just enough time to eat and let the heat die down. But when we stepped back inside, something felt off, like seriously off. Before I could say anything, I saw Bear. He was sprawled out at the foot of the stairs, panting hard. My sister screamed, and I realized there was blood smearing the floor beneath.
Oh, shoot!
My mom immediately pulled out her phone, presumably to call 911. Without a word, my dad made his way into the kitchen and grabbed a knife. I followed suit, and the two of us slowly made our way around the house, searching for the intruder. By the time we made it to the top floor, my dad motioned for me to stop. It took me a second, but I ultimately realized what he was looking at. The attic hatch was open. It wasn't wide open, just cracked, but enough that we could see the faint glow of the flashlights shining down. I'm not proud to admit it, but I was petrified in fear in that moment. If it weren't for my dad, I don't know what would have happened. Without hesitation, he yanked the hatch and started bounding up the ladder. I didn't follow this time, I was too scared. I listened, expecting to hear some kind of fight, but no such sound came. Instead, a few moments later, my dad climbed back down the ladder, seemingly calm. He whispered to me that it was our old tenant, and I could tell that he was really torn about what to do.
Old tenant.
My mom eventually came running up the stairs, and when she found out what was going on, she started screaming at the top of her lungs. My dad wanted to let the guy go, but my mom wasn't having it. She had called the police already anyway.
What the freak? You know what I'm saying? Somebody want to let the guy go, man? F all that letting the guy go, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, but for me, I would have beat the brakes off of him. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? Just keeping it real with you. I ain't finna go back and forth with my wife about calling the police. She want to call the police, I'm gonna let her call the police, but I'm finna beat the brakes off you. You know what I mean? Just keeping it real with you. I don't know what the freak the dad, you know, because he's a veteran. I don't care about bro being a veteran. You know what I'm saying, bro? You got my kids scared here, man. You're a real deal threat. You know what I mean? Just keeping it real with you. You are a threat. You are a menace to society. You have blood dripping on my stairs. You know what I'm saying? And you up in my attic like a crazy man. I would have beat the brakes off of him. You know what I'm saying? Straight real. No regards.
That when the police arrived, they went up to the attic and carried the guy down the ladder. He looked like he was in really bad shape, and I could tell my dad had nothing but sympathy. The police found our house key on his person, which also angered my mom because my dad had told her that he had changed the locks. Luckily, Bear survived, although he was seriously injured.
Bear?
As awful a thing as that man had done, my dad refused to press charges no matter what my mom or sister said to convince him.
So Bear attacked the old man? That was actually one of the biggest
fights my parents ever had, and I never understood why my dad had so much sympathy for someone who had literally stabbed his dog.
Oh! Stabbed the dog? Oh, shoot. So the old man stabbed Bear. Dang.
It took place about a year ago, and we haven't been back to the lake house since. I really hate to say it, but this experience seriously tainted my childhood image of that house. I can't say I want to go back anytime soon.
Saying Pop's tripping. What the freak going on with you and Pops? You know what I'm saying? Why so much sympathy? You know what I'm saying with Pops, man? Like Pops, like what's going on with Pops and the tenant, man? You know, even the real with you stabbed your dog, then the old nigga out here looking at children and all that, bro. Like, what's up with you? But dang, this nigga a veteran. He a veteran. That makes him perfect.
This happened last summer.
Freak
I
nigga.
was 20 years old. My name is Kevin. My friend James comes from a very wealthy family. His dad is like an IP lawyer who contracts with the US government or something. They've got a bunch of properties all over the country and a handful of international ones too. That's the kind of wealth I'm talking about. One of their houses is on a relatively large but overall pretty secluded lake. The lake itself isn't so big that you can't see the houses on the other side of it, but it would be a workout and a half swimming across the whole thing. James' parents were never around, so he pretty much had unlimited access to that house, and he often invited friends over, with permission of course. There's something about being out on the lake that makes you feel invincible. It's a different feeling than the beach for sure. I'm not really sure how to explain it, but there's more of an exclusive vibe to it. Hopefully I can be successful enough to afford one day. Like I said, the lake itself is pretty secluded. Big fancy houses line the perimeter, but most of them would usually sit dark and empty. A lot of them were vacation homes for people who barely even used them. It's honestly kind of a shame thinking about it. There are upsides to that though. James would throw the craziest parties there because there were usually no neighbors to call the police. This night was different though. It was just the two of us, having a more chill night. I won't get into it, but I had just broken up with my girlfriend of 3 years, and I was in dire need of some bro time.
You'll be alright,
We were having a few beers out on the dock when I noticed a light flicking across the lake. I can't remember exactly what time it was. At first, I thought it was just the sun perfectly reflecting off something into my eye. But even when I moved my head to the side, I could still see it. It was flashing like someone was turning a light on and off repeatedly. I told James, and the two of us became fixed on it, trying to figure out what it could be. At some point, we realized the flashing wasn't random. It was following a pattern. 3 short bursts, followed by 3 longer ones, followed by 3 short ones. I guess I'm dumb for not knowing this, but James snapped his fingers and said it was Morse code. I looked at him like he was crazy, and asked him when in the world he had learned Morse code. He told me he didn't actually know it, but he knew what 3 short, 3 long, 3 short meant. SOS. I called BS and pulled out my phone, but to my surprise, he was actually right. Like I said, maybe I'm dumb for not knowing that, but I'm not really one for obscure knowledge anyway. The flashing continued for another minute or so, following that same pattern, before stopping abruptly. The two of us had just been staring at it the whole time. I really didn't know what to think. It could have been a joke, but there was always that chance that someone was actually in trouble. James immediately suggested calling the cops, but I reminded him that we'd been drinking and we weren't legal yet. I was honestly fighting a DUI charge at the time, so the last thing I needed was another run-in with the police. He wasn't thrilled about that answer, and I could tell he was torn about the situation. The two of us couldn't really think of a rational explanation.
But you finna go over there and help, man?
Kidnapping or something along those lines.
Hey, man, ain't nothing to do with you, bro. Ain't got nothing to do with you. Can't save everybody in this world now. I don't want you go walking over there now. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna cap to you, bro. You know what I'm saying? You walking over there. I ain't trying to walk over there. You know what I'm saying? All that. If she getting kidnapped, if something happening, bro, that is what it is, bro. You can't save everybody in this world, man. You just got to be content with that, man. You trying to be Captain Sailor Hero. You know what I'm saying? Whole time you go over there and you save her from getting kidnapped. You save her from getting killed. And then you get killed. You know what I'm saying? Hey, bro, you can't save everybody, bro. I'm sorry, bro.
Thought it might have been someone who had fallen and needed help.
Just got to pray for him, right? Just got to pray for him.
Probably would have just called the police.
Pray for him.
We've always been those adventurous, delinquent type guys.
Here we go.
So we decided it was worth checking out ourselves. If it turned out to be serious, we'd call the police then. We went back inside. James' brother had a bunch of switchblades lying around his room. He was kind of a weird kid. So we grabbed a few of them just for peace of mind. James said he was good to drive and that we should drive around the lake to that house. But I told him I really wasn't comfortable with that for obvious reasons. He joked about my situation and I laughed it off. If we weren't driving, there was only really one other option. The two of us walked back out to the yard and dragged James' dad's kayak into the water. We were laughing at first, enjoying the adventure of it all, but the further out we got onto the lake, the quieter we got. I think both of us realized how dumb of an idea it was, but neither of us wanted to be the one to spoil the fun. The sun had almost fully set at that point, and it was getting harder to see. It wasn't pitch black or anything. We had light from some of the lake houses to guide us, but it was still a bit unsettling. As we got closer, the house came into view. It was big like the others, but it was obviously not maintained very well.
The freak?
For starters, the dock was half collapsed, literally. Half of it was just sunken into the water.
The
flashing had also stopped, which was kind of a bad sign too. We had planned on just tying the kayak to the dock, but we obviously couldn't do that anymore given how unstable it looked. Luckily, the yard wasn't too high up above the water, so we beached the kayak on the yard instead, careful not to slip on the rocks. I felt the adrenaline rush start coming on. I could tell James was feeling the same thing. We looked up toward the house. The light had been coming from the second floor, that much we knew.
Nah, just stop.
James was freaking out at that point and insisted that we just leave and call the police.
Just leave, bro.
I told him we'd have to kayak all the way back to his house to even do that, as there was no service on the lake and that we need to connect to Wi-Fi. I reminded him that we had explored 1 million abandoned buildings before, and this wasn't too different. He wasn't thrilled with that logic, but agreed anyway. Believe me, I know how dumb this was.
So why you do it?
Everyone I talk to about this shares that same opinion, but I've never been one to make good decisions, and neither is James.
Niggas like you would die around niggas like this, and hang around niggas like this. Nigga talking about he not the one to make good decisions. You gotta get the freak away from me, bro. I'm gonna keep it real with you. Don't hang around no dumb niggas. You would have told me to go over them. Hey, bro, just go and chill out. You know what I'm saying? Go and chill out for me, bro. I ain't going nowhere. You want to go over there? Go over there then, bro. Ain't nobody stopping you. You know what I'm saying? Go over there. You want to explore, nigga? Go over there. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody stopping you. You're a grown man, bro. Go and try to be explorer. Go try to be an explorer. You know what I'm saying? Go try to go over there. You know what I'm saying? I ain't going with you, bro. So that's all that matters. I ain't going with you.
We didn't walk to the front door. That would have been suicide. Instead, we crept around the house until we found a window that was unlocked. The two of us silently slipped inside. The house was empty. Not just abandoned, but empty. Like stripped. There was no furniture and no junk in there either.
Look at this, bro.
To be frank, there was no signs that anyone had ever even lived there. The floors and walls were completely bare. We moved cautiously through the rooms, looking for the stairs. There was no one in sight, and all the rooms were just as empty as the first one had been. We finally found the stairs and slowly made our way up. I had made a mental note of where the window was, and we slowly walked down one of the hallways until we got to what I guessed was the room the light had been coming from. I pressed my ear against the door and heard nothing. I glanced over at James. He nodded, and I carefully pushed the door open. The room was empty, with the exception of one thing by the window. I tiptoed over to it and realized what it was. It was one of those old projectors, and it was facing the window. Alarm bells immediately started going off in my head. This was a trap. Someone had set this up deliberately. James must have realized the same thing, because I just heard him start sprinting back the way we had came, not even trying to be quiet. I turned without another thought and followed him. As we were running down the stairs, I heard a door, presumably a closet door, swing open from the room I had just been in, followed by rapid thumping sounds. We bolted down the stairs and back through the house to that first window. James jumped through and I was next. As I was climbing through, I heard those footsteps from behind me again, bounding down the stairs. I didn't even look. I just made it through the window and ran to catch up with James, who was already down by the lake's edge.
James got the freak
up
out of it.
To catch up to him, I heard him curse, and I quickly realized why. The kayak was gone. I turned, and from the side of the house, there was a person running toward us. I could barely process what I was seeing. He was fast. I couldn't get a good look at him, but he was big, definitely an adult. I pulled out my switchblade, ready to defend myself. I expected James to do the same, but instead, he turned and jumped straight into the lake. Sneakers, hoodie, everything.
James ain't getting no head. You talking about? James like, boy, you got a nigga bit, boy. You know what I'm saying? Nigga jumped in that lake, they got the freak on. But James said, F this nigga. Oh God, though, you know what I'm saying? Forget what you talking about, nigga. Jumped in the lake, nigga. I'm finna swim for it, nigga. Freak wrong with you, boy.
But instead, he turned and jumped straight into the lake. Sneakers, hoodie, everything. I didn't even think, I just followed. The water was freezing, but I didn't care. I swam as fast as I could, trying to fight the burning sensation.
Oh, y'all swam all the way back over. Y'all swam all the way over. Say you swam.
My arms and legs. We swam toward the light from James' house, which looked like it was miles away. The swim felt endless, but on pure adrenaline, we made it. By the time we dragged ourselves onto James' dock, I thought I had hypothermia.
That's why I be trying to tell y'all, boy, adrenaline be a mother effer, boy, no bap. Adrenaline be a mother effer. Nigga, you talking about swimming easy, man? Them niggas was all the way up. Them niggas had that kayak over there. You know what I'm saying? But that was like I know that jump was like a swim easy, bro. We talking about in the pool, but nigga, you all the way across from the lake. You all the way on the other side of the lake. Them niggas swim from this side all the way over to that side. Swimming easy, but nigga, you in a lake, bro. We don't know what the freak in that lake. You know what I'm saying? Crazy out your mind, nigga. Now you got to worry about this crazy man. You got to worry about what the freak is in this water. You don't know what the freak is in this water, bro, that you swimming with, bro. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. You swimming with all type of creatures in that water, man.
I don't think I've ever been that cold in my life. We ran straight inside, locked every door, and called the police. It took them almost an hour to show up. It was honestly kind of outrageous. When they finally did, they went straight across the lake to investigate. They were over there for a while, but when they came back, they told us exactly what I expected to hear, that there was no one. They confirmed this house had been abandoned for years. No signs of recent occupancy, no footprints, no gear, no personal belongings, nothing. Just an empty house. They weren't happy with us. They gave us the whole "why didn't you call first" speech. James's parents were even more pissed when they found out. Let's just say I wasn't invited back to the lake house after that. James told me his parents were threatening to sue the town for allowing something like that to happen, and the police for refusing to investigate further. As for me, I still don't know what happened that night. I don't know who was in that house, or why they set that trap, or what they planned to do if we hadn't run. I don't think I want to. Most of my friends agree that it was a trap, and think that whoever was planning the whole thing got cold feet until the last minute. I really don't want to think about what would have happened if they had gone through with whatever they were planning on doing.
It's y'all fault. Y'all fault. You know what I mean? Can't be mad, bro. You know what I'm saying? Can't be, you know what I'm saying? It's your fault, bro. Y'all went over there. It wasn't really James, nigga. It was really you, nigga. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, James was on some nigga. We finna call 5-0 first. You know what I'm saying? That's what James was on. He was on that trying to be adventurous and trying to be on that kayaking junk. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, like I said, man, that boy Mr. Nightmare, man, one of the best to do it right there. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, Mr. Nightmare, man, live and direct with it. You know what I mean? Straight up, man. That boy Mr. Nightmare, man. You know what I mean? I mess with Mr. Nightmare, though, man. Mr. Nightmare be on that. You know what I mean? She ordered a hitman to kill her husband. What'd he say react to? Your reaction gonna be crazy.